On the night of April 18th, 1775, hundreds of British troops set off from Boston toward Concord, Massachusetts, in order to seize weapons and ammunition stockpiled there by American colonists. Early the next morning, the British reached Lexington, where approximately 70 Minutemen had gathered on the village green. Someone suddenly fired a shot. It's uncertain which side, and a melee ensued. When the brief clash ended, 8 Americans lay dead and at least an equal amount were injured, while 1 redcoat was wounded. The British continued on to nearby Concord, where that same day they encountered armed resistance from a group of patriots at that town's bridge. Gunfire was exchanged, leaving 2 colonists and 3 redcoats dead. After the British retreated back to Boston, skirmishing with colonial militiamen along the way and suffering a number of casualties. The American Revolutionary War began on this day in history, April 19th, 1775, with these skirmishes between British soldiers and American revolutionaries at Concord and Lexington in Massachusetts. It was the day that the shot was heard round the world. The first shot of the war, this so-called shot heard round the world, is not actually known to history. The famous quote comes from a poem entitled Concord Hymn by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It reads, "By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April breeze unfurled. Here once the embattled farmers stood and fired the shot heard round the world." The rude bridge in question is the North Bridge in Concord, where it is believed that the first shots by American soldiers acting under orders were taken, as well as the first fatalities and retreat of the British. The war would end 8 years later with the independence of a new country born of the 13 colonies, the United States of America. That shot heard round the world changed history forever. And if the shot heard round the world changed world history forever, then the passion of Jesus, his suffering and death on the cross, has changed the universe forever. Today, the ultimate good, God incarnate, appeared, and we collectively responded, not with exultation, but with murderous violence. On Calvary, the author of life was crucified and killed. We could say that the crucifixion is the fullest expression of divine anger at sin and death. And at the same time, the crucifixion is the fullest expression of divine control over the universe. It is the fullest expression of divine reordering of the universe. Yet, as profound as the crucifixion, suffering, and death of Jesus is on the cosmos, its most profound impact is on the hearts of believers. As believers, we are meant to see on that cross not simply a violent, ugly display against Jesus, but rather our own ugliness. What brought Jesus to the cross? Stupidity, anger, mistrust, injustice, betrayal of friends, denials, unspeakable cruelty, scapegoating, and fear. We have heard it all again and today's Good Friday Passion account, summed up with the chilling cries, "Crucify him." But in the brutality of the cross, we also see the fullest expression of divine solidarity with sinners. God himself has come to stand with us in our fallen sinfulness and absorb into his forgiveness all of our deadly sins. Yes, we know with troubling certitude that we are sinners. But with St. Paul, we willingly boast of our weakness, for we know with equal clarity, with Jesus' final words, "It is finished," that we are redeemed sinners once and for all. As you gaze upon the crucifix today, wherever you gaze upon it, what do you see? What do you believe? Today we ask for the grace to love the cross, understanding that to celebrate the resurrection on Easter Sunday, we need to go through Jesus' suffering, pain, and death. Indeed, the universe is reordered today, and the hearts of believers are reborn. It is the nighttime of our salvation, and this dark day will lead to the dawn of a new beginning.